Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to Drips and Tips on VTTV. It is Monday the 22nd of December, and this is our last one for this year, except for the Christmas special tomorrow, of course, which I'm sure you will all join us for. Now, as usual, tonight I have Mr. Andy Abrooks with me, but before we carry on, I don't know if any of you know this, but last week Andy had a bit of an accident, and he tripped over his little dog, fell down the stairs and knocked himself out for the best part of the day. So, before we can do this, we have some health and safety questions for you, Andy.
Okay, carry on.
I'm just going to get into character.
Right, okay.
Mr. Abrook, are there any small animals in your vicinity that may cause you to fall, bang your head, and make you unconscious for the best part of the day?
No.
Good. Are there any small children in your vicinity that may cause you to fall, bang your head, and render yourself unconscious for the best part of the day?
Hang on. No.
Good. Please, Mr. Abrook, tell the truth.
Are
there any insects or creepy crawlies in your vicinity that you might accidentally tread on, causing you to slip and fall and bang your head, thus rendering you unconscious for the best part of the day?
I hope not.
Well, that's not good enough. Could you check, please?
Okay, hold on.
Hey, you! Insects! No.
No. Okay. Mr. Abrook, are there any banana skins in your vicinity that you may slip on and bang your head and render yourself unconscious for the best part of the day?
No.
Good. Mr. Abrook, is there any dust around you that may cause you to sneeze and thus fall over and bang your head and render yourself unconscious for the rest of the day?
No.
Good. In that case, everything seems to be in order, Mr. Abrook.
Okay then.
We can continue.
Ow!
Ah, for God's sake, run the titles, please.
Should I get the magic sponge? That's a keeper. Try that again. Oh man. Numpty. And that's a wrap.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. How the devil are we all? I hope we're well this fine and not so frosty Yuletide season. I don't know about where it is, what it's like where you guys are, but it's quite balmy here today in Worcester, and frankly, I've been quite hot. But you know, I've been working out. Right, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I apologise on behalf of Dave Malik, frankly because he's an empty and I think he's got squits or something. So,
shut up, man.
You said you'd be like, oh, I might mute and run off. What? But anyway, genuinely, Dave's feeling a little under the weather, so I shall be leading you all once more under the bridge. So hopefully fortune will favour the foolish this evening. But as always, we've got 3 little things that we want to go across. Now, we may as well head straight into the first one. eBay Tat. Right?
Yeah.
We swear these guys are set to break us from the start now.
Yeah. That's what they're trying to do once again, isn't it?
Right, what we do then is we just click off
Ignore
the group chat. Yeah. Right, so eBay Tat. We were put across, well, we were shown a listing, the Express 2 new concept thing. It's a AAA mod. Basically, sorry, not a AAA mod, it's a triple batteried, AA battery using mod that's available on eBay for $8.99. Now, we have both purchased one, but unfortunately, I think my postman has been fired for not delivering goods, so mine hasn't turned up. But Davey, you've got yours there, haven't you, mate?
I do indeed. I have it right here. Express 2 from Joyetech, which is a Japanese company. I've personally never heard of them. I don't know if any of you guys have. Now, I haven't used it yet, and I'm a bit wary about using it, but I'm going to give it a go now.
Now, have you got the requisite batteries, and are they safely charged?
They are a brand new pack of AA batteries.
From a reputable brand, I hope.
Yes, others are available there.
Okay, and so
Right.
are other rabbits.
Yes.
Pedantish.
We won't go there. Right, so as you can see, yeah, as you can see, I haven't opened this yet. Completely unused.
You actually get a C4 with it?
Yep, C4 with it. Now, it only cost that, was it $8.99?
$8.99 was what I paid for mine. If you used the same link, you'd have paid the same. Dingbat.
Yeah. Right, so let's try and get into it and have a look. Yeah, C4 on top.
So clearly cutting edge.
Oh yeah. It actually feels quite nice, I will say that. It's a bit...
What's the finish like? Hold it up to the camera. We can't see it when it's down there.
No, I'm just checking it first of all, mate. It's the first time I've checked it.
Yeah, straight go into it. Where's your sense of
it's
adventure?
Very plasticky. It is very plasticky. Let me try and take this cover up. I can't even get bloody battery cover up. That's good.
Does it have a screw?
Nope.
Okay.
It's got the button on the top there, and it's got a little power light in there. But I can't even get the bloody cover off.
Looks like something I could knock up here in a man cave.
There we are. Got it off. Don't go there.
No,
Right.
I'm being serious. You know, I've watched enough of Gary Dibley to put, basic circuit together.
Oh yeah,
I'm no
it's not
master
difficult.
electrician.
Right. That's all you've got inside.
Show us some, mate.
3 compartments for your AA batteries.
So it'd be interesting to know then, maybe for when we come back in the new year or maybe even just between the two of us, do a quick VT to show what's actually underneath the hood.
Yeah, definitely.
So
We'll
I don't mind breaking mine apart for that. It's only $8.99, and a decent enough wage, so not exactly.
Yeah, I don't mind either. Still feels tacky. It feels good in the hand, but it's not well built. There's a gap where the battery section is. Quite a large gap. Same at the bottom as well. I don't know if you can quite catch that.
Yeah, just about make that out. Quite a
Right, so it's a C4, so I'm going to put some juice in here.
Excuse me, ladies and
So
gentlemen.
if you want to carry on having a chat and introduce our guest while I film this.
Actually, that's a good point. Almost forgot about him. One of my good friends from another country, a foreigner like me. It's Regy! Welcome to the show, mate.
Good morning, everybody.
How we doing, fella?
I'm great. Thank you very much for having me once more.
So what do you think about this kind of e-cig, Regy?
With the double A's,
Yeah.
I don't think it's safe.
No, I'm fair enough
Especially
as well.
with the amp rating on double A batteries. They're far from anything lithium powered.
Be interesting to know what ohmage that atomizes at as well. Whether it was like a 1.8, 2.1.
Well, oh, yeah, I've got my ohms check here, so once I've filled it, I'm going to have a look at that.
So I'd say you could borrow mine, but I'm here and you're there, and yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't really work, would it?
No. I suppose if I had a decent enough mobile signal.
Pick one.
Right, that's filled.
Okay, now give it a minute to settle.
Yep, I know. But I also am going to put it on the ohms checker now and just see what comes up.
Holy pokes. Now, ladies and gentlemen in chat, have you used one of these? Are you even aware of them? And give us your thoughts about, and obviously you will know what we think about buying on eBay, but we were blown away by the fact that somebody's selling an e-cig that's powered by regular AA batteries. I can sort of see the angle these guys maybe, we don't know for certain, be heading for. You know, commonly available stuff. Like you can pick up an AA battery anywhere, from your local pound shop all the way through to your supermarkets, electronic stores. You can get them everywhere. There is a market literally saturated with what's probably one of the most commonly used batteries in the world. But as Regy says, this, Dave, I hope you don't blow yourself up, mate.
I'll be alright, I think. Right, this has come up at 2.34.
2.34, so it's probably marked up at 2.1 the notes. But we've got a comment already. Graham Entwistle is saying, but 12.6 volts is far better than 3.6. Good point.
Yeah. Right.
So I'm presuming, hang on, that'll probably be the 3.6. What's a AA voltage standard? It's 1.5, isn't it?
I have no idea.
1.2.
No, rechargeables are generally 1.2. What I used to use for my RC stuff.
Right, I've got it on here now anyway.
Right.
So I'm going to give it a quick go. I'm not going to try for too long because I don't trust it.
Reliably told 1.5 dropping to 1.1 volts of delivered voltage from a standard AA. So that'll be 4.5 volts all told, if I'm correct, which I'm probably not. Sean O'Toole, never not in a million years, you'll be in the Daily Mail before you know it. 4.5 dropping to 3.3, I'm reliably told. Thank you very much, guys. See what it vapes like.
Right, let's go.
Lord have mercy on your soul.
Aye, it'll be alright. It'll be alright.
That's surprisingly good.
Yeah, it's not bad. But there is a problem with this.
What?
Firstly, there's no on-off
Right.
on the button.
So presumably then it's something like a mechanical circuit like what Gary Dibley has commonly taught us.
Yeah, but you can keep that held down.
Yeah.
And if that's accidentally held down for quite a while, there's no cut-off point.
Presumably.
It will keep going. It will keep going. Now, this has been tested. We saw a review on the internet. I think, have you got the link for it, Andy?
I have got the link to it.
If you can drop that into chat.
I should drop it into our chat so it can be dropped into the main chat, because I don't actually have that running whilst we're performing.
Right.
Giggity. Right, copy, Google, doobie-doo, and Bamolio. That's the review. Now, the review, it actually scored pretty well, didn't it?
It got over 60%, didn't it? Something like
Yeah,
that.
60% overall score. Build quality 47%. I would rate that far less. Vapor quality 75%. It did chuck some vape.
It's not that bad at all, yeah.
Versatility is 50% and portability 95%. And it reads, I'll just read the main blurb, I won't go into the overall thing. But welcome to the Joyetech Express 2 review. This e-cig comes to us from a Chinese manufacturer, Joyetech. So, okay. A manufacturer of low-cost e-cigarettes and accessories. This particular model is a box mod that resembles the MVP from Inikin in many ways. What? How the...
No, it doesn't at all. No.
Stupid! What looks like an imitation iClear 16, apparently. This unit is worth your cash. Let's jump to the review and find out. Product Pro, small and lightweight, easy to use, powered by easy to find AA batteries. There you go. There's that commonly available materials thing. Product Cons, can't customize experience. It is true. Apparently the power button does not have cut-off. Unit does not feel too durable.
No, it's not. If I drop this now, if I had something hard to drop it on, then it would break straight away. No question about it. Question that's come in there, is there venting holes?
Yes,
No.
good question.
No. Not that I can see. No.
Well, I haven't got the eBay page up, so I can't even look at it. I'm really annoyed, actually, that my Worcester-based postman has been either fired or suspended for not actually delivering the post. So I'm really annoyed.
But I mean, the fact there's no cut-off point on something like this, then I don't like it.
Well, I suppose we've really got to look down into the guts, right?
Yeah.
What the actual circuit is, because
Not using it.
no.
I can feel that heat. Sorry, Andy. I can feel that heating up already, and I've only used it 3 times.
Where is it heating up? This is exactly where I was going with this.
It's heating up in the middle.
In the middle.
Yeah.
So that
Battery.
poor old battery.
Top's cold. The power button's a little bit warm, but it's in the middle here. That's where it's
Okay.
heating up. So I'm taking the battery out and turning this off.
Right. We've got some more questions. Rob TV, can't see it will be a major problem. Batteries will be dead in about 15 minutes or less. And Graham Entwistle continues on that, saying, when you're fully discharged, no worries there. But use nickel metal hydride. Not stars, alkalines for stars' sake. I'm presuming there was a bit of swearing in there. Yeah, I suppose actually I agree with Graham there, because on my hydrating stuff in the RC back in the day before LiPo came about, it's nickel metal hydride. So I think that's worrying myself. Regy.
I completely agree with everything you said, because these batteries are not rated for anything of that kind of use, or abuse, even.
Yeah.
Because in this case, it can be marked as abuse pretty much, because we are making them do what batteries were not supposed to do when those were invented and used widely.
That's a very good question. Davey, have you got any 14500 batteries about?
No, I haven't, mate.
Hmm.
I've only ever used 18650s and 18350s.
I know Marky's got a 14500. If mine comes over the next few days, I shall grab one off him Christmas Day, and I will test fit that for you, DJ Reptile.
Good idea. Yeah.
And we'll pop the video that we make on the Vapor Trails Facebook page, so everybody can get onto it, and via my Twitter most likely as well. This is worrying. Yes, I can. Hang on. Wait, have you seen what else that bloody Vapester damn reviews? Bongs and pipes, rolling papers, grinders and storage, munchies and fun stuff.
E.
Okay.
Okay.
Getting rid of that. Right. Right. If you could do up a single 14500 in it and run a jumper lead to take 2 unused bays out of circuit, yes, I suppose you could. We'll find out. We shall find out.
Yeah, worth a try. But I think this also leads to another question here, is about buying stuff off eBay to do with these things. Now, I'm all for if you've got a reputable seller, or vendor rather, who has some surplus stock and they want to get rid of it and they want to make a bit of money on it and not lose it, then fine. But what about guys like this who are selling crap like this?
Well, we found a couple in the end, didn't we, after last week's show?
Yeah.
Selling this exact same product. It's not just one person bringing it into the country and selling it on. And as Stuart Coleman has just mentioned, what's scary is the amount that has been sold.
Yeah, absolutely.
As a retailer, I get this every day. Oh, I brought this off of eBay, and I just immediately do the facepalm. Right. If I was bold, I'd do a great impression of Patrick Stewart. But on the whole, as you say, yes, reputable vendors, so the likes of our sponsors, if they had like a flash sale or whatever, and they just want to get rid of something quick and cheap, I'd be trusting of that as long as I knew it was our sponsors.
Yeah.
The shirt, not somebody ripping off the name. Now, of course, we've got the likes of Torture the Battery Boy, who does sell on eBay, and we all know his stuff is legit.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This is a guy who's works hard on his reputation and, you know, keeps it going as such. But on the whole, we know, you know, the majority of the people watching this live don't buy from eBay because you'll get this level of tat. Now, for everybody else who's new to vapor trails or watching this on catch up, please, as I say to every single customer every day, for the love of God and all things gravy, leave it alone. Buy from reputable vendors.
But the problem is, I mean, the vast majority of people who are taking up e-cigarettes, they don't know what people who would watch a show like this or are part of the community know what we know. So they, they see an e-cig and they think, oh, you know what, I've heard about these, I might give that a go. So they don't know. So is this a responsibility of eBay? Because it's only been recently where eBay have allowed stuff like this to be sold.
Well, if you remember back to last year sometime, we had the 100 milligram Nick guy.
Yeah.
All right, and he was taken down, put back out, taken down, put back out. We've got to wrap this up soon because it's 20 minutes in and we'll need to take the ad break very soon.
Oh, we don't have to rush, mate. We can take the ads in a bit because this is something I think we need to touch on. Should eBay not turn around to anyone who's selling e-cigs and say, right, if you cannot prove that you're a proper vendor, you can't sell that product. It should be put right there.
But isn't that
because I think selling stuff like this is dangerous. At $8.99 for that, people are going to go, oh yeah, I'll have one of those. It looks pretty decent. They've sold a lot.
Why kids are getting all of them as well.
Yeah.
Which to me is a very shocking thing and a separate matter altogether. Perhaps not for this show, because I will swear rather inventively. But I'm mildly frightened by this, because obviously last year we had 100 milligram Nick guy. You actually lived very close to a very good friend of mine, and he was prepared to go around there and kick his door in. I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. But all joking aside, I find this utterly frightening. Totally frightening. And yeah, you say eBay should make people prove they're legit, but isn't that slightly unenforceable? Millions of people around the world use eBay to, shift their stuff. I don't normally use the likes of Fastech, but I do buy from China in other products, right?
Mm.
And it's taken me a long time to sift through. Well, you got to wade through a sea of crap to get to shore, as the old saying goes. Isn't this slightly unenforceable, don't you think?
I don't know, because they're quite good at sniffing out counterfeit goods anyway, aren't they?
Counterfeit's one thing.
Yeah, but if people like us in the community bought something like this and reported it, then eBay would be on it pretty quickly, I'd say.
Well, I personally think if every spot I see of that, I will report. I just don't think e-cigs should ever be sold on anything like eBay at all. But that's my opinion. It doesn't necessarily reflect anybody else's or the channels. But
what's your thoughts on this, Regy?
I'm just listening to this, and I'm pretty much agreeing to everything you're saying. People should be buying from reputable vendors and not from somebody that got some stuff from China for £2 and selling it on for 20+-ish. And it's pretty much a money-making scam to me.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that is even dangerous. Proven dangerous with you heating up your batteries already after 3 puffs.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I will attempt to use mine for a day before I destroy it. I
wouldn't, Andy. I wouldn't. Trust me.
No.
Don't do it.
Remember we did the Ego Diaries?
Yeah.
Ages ago, back last summer. Right? I'm going to try and do a day diary sort of style vid of trying to use it for a day and see what actually happens with long-term use.
No, but the thing is, there's a difference between using an Ego battery, which you know is going to be safe.
Oh yeah, no, I know that. I'm just saying
like this.
Mirror that style. Ooh, hello. Interesting. eBay policy on e-cigs. They say not allowed, so most sell as e-shisha. I hate that term. E-shisha. Here's a link to look at during the ads. We'll have a look at that in a minute.
Yep.
So with that, let's roll in the ads, and we'll catch you on the flip.
Joyetech UK are proud sponsors of vapetrails.tv.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Award-winning service and products from cloud9vaping.co.uk.
Vapers, do you love discovering new e-liquids? Tell Dripper the types of flavours you like and they'll send you 5 gourmet juices each month. Experience new and exclusive flavours, all with a money-back guarantee and free delivery anywhere in Europe. Dripper.co.uk.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Now, during the outbreak, I did have a look at the supply tobacco policy, and it does mention other tobacco-related products. Now, the policy overview is you can sell collectible tobacco packaging, which is very highly collectible. Some tobacco-related items, which I'm presuming things like tins, maybe lighters, that sort of thing. As long as you meet certain conditions. However, you're not allowed to sell most tobacco products on eBay because of strict government regulation. There is a bunch of guidelines for details on what. Now, this is the interesting part. Our tobacco policy only applies to items sold on ebay.co.uk and ebay.ie. Our international websites may have different rules, so be sure to check with each country's website to see what's allowed. So obviously it varies around the world, we know that. If you're selling an item that's allowed, you can only offer domestic postage and packaging, and you're not allowed to send items outside the United Kingdom and Ireland. So it'd be interesting to see where this guy is delivering to. Make sure you follow these guidelines. If it doesn't, it may be removed. You may be subject to a range of other actions, including restrictions on your buying and selling privileges and suspension of your account. Now, that's the direct tobacco response, obviously. But I'm going to presume, and probably rightly, that they're going to apply this to e-cigarettes as well.
Yeah.
Which is good. Let's face it, that's good because these are potentially dangerous products in the wrong hands. You know.
Oh yeah, of course. But I mean, I'm just looking at the guidelines on the tobacco and tobacco-related items, and what's allowed. You're allowed nicotine patches or gums.
Really?
And promotional items, yeah. Promotional items with tobacco brand logos.
Yeah, that could
Memorabilia
be collectibles.
Yeah. Tobacco seeds are allowed.
Yes.
Restricted, cigar bands and packaging can only be listed individually if they don't include actual tobacco. And items that are used for smoking tobacco, including cigarette papers and pipes, as long as they follow our drugs and drug paraphernalia policy. So I haven't seen that yet. I'm not going to go into that. Not allowed. Any item containing tobacco and intended for consumption, blunts or cigar wraps, chewing tobacco, cigarettes, cigars, Cuban cigars, electronic cigarettes and components.
Right, so there it is right there. And you said that when they're not allowed to sell pipes? Yeah?
No, I didn't see pipes.
I thought you said they're not allowed to sell pipes, like smoking-related materials. Because I've just found hundreds.
No, it doesn't say anything about pipes.
Ah, right, okay. Well, I suppose it could be sold as collectibles, couldn't it?
Yeah. You can't sell herbal cigarettes or herbal tobacco, sometimes called nicotine-free cigarettes or tobacco-free cigarettes. You can't sell hookah or shisha molasses that contains tobacco. So this is how they're getting around it, isn't it? Loose leaf tobacco, pipe. You can't sell pipe tobacco, but you can sell pipes.
I found herbal clove cigarettes, Hamilton's herbal cigarettes, honey rose. Yeah, they're on there.
So all this kind of stuff, it needs to be cracked down on. So they need to be reported if people see it.
Yeah, they're all on there, mate.
And if we're trying to, give ourselves a good name and try to let people see the benefits that we get from using e-cigarettes and stuff like this, cannot go on.
It almost seems like they're just unable to keep up.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, well, sadly, I want to leave that one there and go on to the next find, which, Davey, I've got to attribute to you. Do you want to roll in with this one? This one shocked me even more.
Go on. What's this one? Is this the e-cigarette doobie?
Yes.
Yes. If someone can pop the links into chat for people to have a look. Recently went on sale in the UK.
It's going worldwide tomorrow.
It's going worldwide tomorrow, yeah, but it's already on sale. No, it's not already on sale here. It will be available in January, but you can pre-order now. And it is basically an e-cigarette that is a joint.
Well, first things first, the ability to vape, that sort of thing, whether you agree with it or not, has been around for about 30 years.
Yeah.
A long time. Actually, maybe less than that, actually. I may be wrong. But you can, there's a shop in Brighton that I love to go to down North Lanes. And like clothing, mostly. I get a lot of my steam pump stuff from there. And right at the back, there's a whole selection of bongs, pipes, and herbal vaporizers. But this is actually being sold as a electronic joint.
Yeah, and basically, the way they're getting around the legal loophole is because it doesn't contain something called THC, which is what apparently is the causes the psycho effect.
Yeah, it's a psychological effect, and Euphoria. It stands for tetrahydrocannabinol. That's the bit she's stored. Now they're saying here it's made from hemp, which contains far less of the chemical than marijuana. It's the same family. But there was something here from the Home Office, I believe, wasn't it? Oh God, look at that. We craft our production with love, care, and scientific research. It's okay, you're fine, but now we're going to subjugate you to scientific research. Don't worry, just dreams now. The hell?
I just think this whole thing is, unlike you, Andy, I'm not against people using drugs. If they want to use drugs, let them use drugs. As long as they're not harming anyone, then that's fine.
Yes, but there's other ways to get.
What was that, Regy? Sorry.
That is hemp wick that I'm using right now. It is made from, industrial cannabis. It is not the THC-containing one. It has been only purified in water, and it is happy to use. And it performs great. I have to say, I haven't had a wick as good.
Right, so you say you haven't had a wick as good. Why you got to use hemp, though?
What was that?
Why have you got to use hemp? There are other products out there that will be as good, if not better than that.
Well, apparently Japanese cotton is supposed to be fantastic, isn't it?
The problem with me and cotton is that it chokes me because of my medical issues that I got with my nose.
Okay, but that...
And this one doesn't.
Hemp has been widely used as a material for probably millennia, to be fair, because it is a very strong fibre.
Yep.
Okay. And you can buy hemp clothing, buy hemp, and to me it just rings to this whole stoner culture. All right, let's face it. I come from a military background. I am going to be law-abiding. Okay, to a degree. Obviously, soldiers do break the rules, and I'd be a liar if I said I haven't broken the rules. And I will also be a liar that when I was at college and uni, that I didn't experiment. Okay. We all have experimented one way or another in whatever fashion we followed. But it just smacks to me of let's. Yeah, this is a good idea, man. Let's make an electronic joint. What's the?
No, what it says to me is it's because of the fact they've used the term e-cig, cannabis e-cig. They're lumping us with drug users. That's what I'm getting from it.
Right now.
And like I said before, I'm not against people using it if they want to use it, but I don't want to be lumped in with that side of things. If they'd called it something else, then fine. But to be included in that kind of demographic, that is it. These people, are they trying to take on a different slant and attack us from a different angle?
Well, one thing, talking of attacks, that it's certainly going to do is give the ounce another bloody reason.
Yeah, exactly.
This is feeding McKee right in the mouth with a silver spoon. Why? Well, I'm getting close.
Exactly. I mean, you know, it does my head in. I don't understand why people would want to use something like this anyway. I mean, it says in one of these reports that it doesn't actually give you the high that you get from weed anyway.
Well, you wouldn't get it from hemp.
And yet it's legal.
Because it's massively distilled. The fiber's legal. Cultivation of hemp, smoking of it, and all that, I believe, is monitored very, very closely by the Home Office under licensed situations. Now, we've had an interesting comment. It's from one of our guys. Yes, please, come in, please. Yes, definitely. We've got the Dawn.
Hello, Dave. How you doing, mate?
Good evening, chasps and chaspesses.
Chaspesses?
Well, you know. You may recall earlier on in the year I was in Basel at the International Harm Reduction Association conference.
Yes.
And I was approached by a number of people, had been introduced to them for the specific purpose of finding out whether it was possible to use e-cig technology to vaporize cannabis because of harm reduction. One of the things that many people don't realize is that because the majority of cannabis is burned, as in a joint or a blunt or a bomb or whatever, you still have the same level of carcinogenicity produced from the smoke. It's the process of burning, the pyrolysis that occurs to the vegetable matter that causes the carcinogenicity that does the bad things. I mean, cannabis in and of itself, the cannabinoids are not particularly nasty in most regards, but the smoke is. And the harm reduction experts worldwide are looking at this as a method of reducing harm for cannabis smokers. And I don't particularly have a problem with that. What I do have a problem with is the fact that this is a piece of publicity seeking that's gone out of all possible bounds. It's a flavouring. All of the active substances have been taken out, and therefore you're just getting a flavoured juice. And we've had that for 4 years that I can remember.
At one of my Fury Fests, somebody produced I'm not going to name names because the person is a good friend of mine, produced a bottle of what was apparently e-liquid, but with cannabinoid in it. I was like, get that out of my face. Even though it was another person's property entirely. I am quite staunchly anti-drug. Let's just put that. I'm going to sound like a naysayer now and an ant now, but just for the whole purpose of notification, there are other ways to have fun that are far better, far safer than. I mean, what's wrong with a pint? That's been around.
Well, yeah, but like what Dave's saying here is, it's a harm reduction as well, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing. But what I disagree with is the fact that they've called it an e-cig. They could have come up with something else. That's my point.
It was originally touted as an e-joint, and it uses a technology that, in actual fact, e-cig vapors nicked off cannabis vapors. Cannabis vaporizers have been around for. I saw the first one in 1973 and used it about 10 minutes later.
So I was right then by saying it's been around for about 30 years.
Yes, it's a heat not burn technology. There were two formats. There's a heat not burn, like the original volcanoes and all that kind of stuff, and then there's the pollen version, where you use compressed pollen, and again, it's heat not burn. But it's been around since the 70s that I'm aware of. It's not a new technology. There in the States, for instance, and I've forgotten the name of the mod, I'm sure somebody will remind me, it had the slidey up insidey bit. The company that produced that now only produces cannabis vaporizers in exactly the same sort of format.
Andy Sutton reviewed many moons ago.
No, that's a different one. That's the Iolite.
Oh, right.
And that was originally produced for cannabis. It's been around ages. All heat not burn stuff, and all in terms of harm reduction, because there's a number of, well, the guy one of the places that I used to go and work as a freelance, there was a guy there was asking me, was there anything that he could use in order to be able to continue to use cannabis without needing to mix it with tobacco or lighting it and burning it? And I put him in touch with some folks I knew in Amsterdam to get hold of vaporizers. They've been around for years and years. I mean, the fact that e-cigs exist, as we know, that they were invented in at least two places, and in actual fact were probably invented earlier in the likes of Amsterdam by cannabis users. We're tagging onto the tails of them, not the other way around. This is no biggie at all, in my view. And quite honestly, if there is a risk in inhaling the product of combustion, and this gets round that risk for people that want to use cannabis or want the flavour of cannabis, then great, I'm all for it.
Very, very, very good points, Dave. I was going to mention, actually, where I work used to produce a hemp flavour, but don't anymore. I actually found a bottle of it once doing a stock take. I'm like, filth. But of course, I want to just say actually as well, I do apologise because we had a very interesting comment from DJ Reptile UK. I do apologise for my opinions. I do realise that some people could be offended. I do also know people who use cannabis for, we'll say, medicinal reasons, in inverted commas. My middle daughter's godmother used it to control her MS. So, whilst I may not have agreed with it, she used it with good intent, I suppose, is the best way of saying it, Dave. Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is, you've got to ask the question, what is your drug of choice? And you say, go and have a beer. I was on the wagon for 22 years and wouldn't have a beer or anything else, any other form of alcohol. Nicotine's my drug of choice, and now the odd glass of cider or the odd bottle of gin or whatever it happens to be. It really is a case of what is your drug of choice. There are very, very few people in the first world that are completely drug-free. Very, very few people. And I include the four horsemen of the apocalypse in that. None of them are drug-free. They all use something that makes them feel better. And it's just really a case of the degree to which it makes you feel better, and from the onlooker's viewpoint, the degree to which you find their use of that substance offensive.
Yeah, it's going back to the whole caffeine argument again, isn't it? Because, I mean, it's like my wife says, because I vape a lot, and I like a few drinks at night time, but my wife, as soon as she gets up in the morning, she has a cup of coffee, and throughout the day, she has her coffee, and then before she goes to bed, she has a bottle of Coke. And it's like, well, yeah, you're having caffeine. That's your choice. I want a glass of wine and a vape. That's my choice.
Talking of wives, Nixie, with bloody energy drinks. £5 a day she's spending on those on a 4-pack. And they're big cans, man. Big cans.
Touring.
Caffeine and touring. Oh, for God's sake, Reg.
Good luck, Reg.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yes, again, I do apologise if any of my opinions have offended anybody. I do apologise most profusely. But then being...
Andy, there's never a need to apologise for having an opinion.
Exactly. Everyone's entitled to it.
I do realise that one could be a hot stone, for a lot of people, especially, alternative people. And I do consider all of us here alternative people. We're not your run-of-the-mill blokes and lasses, are we really?
Bunch of bloody nutters, mate.
Yeah, man. But see, now there's my drug of choice. Adrenaline.
Yeah.
Adrenaline.
I thought you were going to say nuts then.
Well, no. Well, maybe weekends. But yeah, my drug of choice is adrenaline. I've been into skateboarding, inline aggressive rollerblading, mountain biking. BMXing was my big thing. I love BMXing. I've done skydives, parasailing, abseiling, forward and backwards. Forward is well fun. I was at an air show some years ago and they had a parachute simulator, and you had all the squaddies turning and going, yeah, I'm going to go down forwards. I was like, I'm going to go down backwards like this. Whee! They're like, you bloody nutter. And I'm like, yeah, well, I was part of your mob once. So that's my thing. You know, but then you could also run with that whole, yeah, but weed's the natural high, man. So's adrenaline. It's produced by this. And adrenal glands.
Chocolate does the same thing.
Indeed.
Yeah. Just have an Easter egg, dude.
An Easter egg. Dude, I hate chocolate.
Hang on. Hey, don't bring Easter into it. That's a gateway to Christmas.
I'm trying to get off that subject, Dave. I was trying to avoid the subject of Christmas. I'm sick to death of it.
See? You gatewayed it.
No, you did.
Easter eggs.
Rats! Go! Rats!
Right, on that point, shall we take the second set of ads?
Please.
LP Vape, UK purveyor of e-cigarettes and e-liquids. Proud sponsors of vaping entertainment on Vapor Trails TV.
RY4 Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I think we can safely say that our third topic of conversation has been scratched because there's some really good comments going on in our own personal chat here. Now, Dave, was it you that said all this in our personal chat? Yeah, right. And then the first one.
There's a lot up there, a lot of quotes from chat as well.
Yes, there is. Blah, blah, blah. Now, the reason I made my apology was because something DJ Reptile said, a small amount of cannabis can be the difference between my friend using sticks to get about or not, but eating it gets him stoned, which he doesn't want. Mike B says, hemp is very different to cannabis. This is very, very true. You would need to smoke a joint the size of a telegraph pole to get stoned.
Some of us have tried.
I was going to say, I was young.
Despite my opinion, I have experimented. And yeah, you're like, ah. Go on, dude.
Did you split with the neighbor?
Right?
Did you split it with the neighbor, Dave?
No, I got him to hold the other end, otherwise it was going to fall down.
A bit coffee one, you know?
It's your turn to get burnt in the face. I'm going this side.
Yeah.
Don't even talk to me about burnt in the face. Adrenaline junkie, fire breather. Now, where was the other one that I liked? There it is. I agree it needs to be dealt with care. The wrong approach could be ridiculous. Be a ridiculous excuse for the antis to use against us in some way. It would be good if it was all very separate. Now that leads really neatly into something that was said in our personal chat from our own team. I just need to find it now. Does cannabis harm reduction harm our cause or strengthen it?
It's a very interesting question, isn't it?
Yes,
it is.
It is an exceptionally interesting question.
If you consider Professor Jerry Stimson of that ilk, and where he started in harm reduction with hard drug users, and worldwide now you have safe injecting rooms, supervised injecting rooms, you have needle exchanges, you have at the needle exchanges you can go and get, rather than a needle for injecting heroin, you can get the foils and a spoon for chasing the dragon with a breathing tube or whatever it is you call it. And the harm reduction side of drug use is spreading worldwide. Now, it's bound to take cannabis under its wing. It has, well, it already has done. And I know that the harm reduction associations worldwide are looking for reduced harm ways of using drugs, including cannabis, that might have a level of risk attached to them. That ties in absolutely perfectly with e-cigs.
I agree with you there. I mean, sorry, Dave, to interrupt. I saw a story not so long ago where there were nightclubs in Amsterdam that test the ecstasy tablets for people going to nightclubs to make sure that they are actually the proper thing and they haven't been completely ruined by dangerous chemicals being put into them. All that ecstasy is probably dangerous, but the fact that they're testing them, you know, that's, again, harm reduction, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, you can buy those kits. I used to go out with a girl who was a pillhead. Suffice to say, the relationship didn't last very long. But she had a good point. Giggity. But without dropping the conversation into the gutter, she had one of those kits. And she'd come home with a purchase and be scratching it off, and there's some sort of liquid involved and chemistry and stuff. And if it went a certain colour, which I believe we can do with nicotine liquids, I believe Marco demonstrated this.
Yeah, he did do. Yeah.
You can measure the nicotine content, yes.
Yeah, it's similar to that. And now, whilst I'm anti-drug, if you're going to do something, do it as safely as possible. Let's put it that way. I mean, we're e-cig users. We're pandering to our habit, using the safest possible method, says a man who chases the cloud. Smart, eh? To reduce the harm. Now, harm reduction, no matter what aspect you're looking at it, is a good thing. Right? The less people hurt, the better. That's a good thing, except for possibly politicians, but we won't even go there. Or maybe we will. We'll see. You know, it can only be good. Now, there's another comment put in our own personal chat that somebody is saying, I don't know who it is because it just comes up with vapetrials.tv, especially given that cannabis could be legal within 5 years in the UK.
Very possibly. Very possibly.
Happening in the US now.
Well, it's all over the place in the US, isn't it?
It's not just the US, there are other countries in the world as well. Look, I mean, the whole notion of the decriminalisation of drug use is something that I've been talking about for an awful long time. And the bottom line on it is the majority of deaths due to drug overdose have been caused because the punter goes and buys cut drugs, as in it's got talcum powder in it or icing sugar or whatever else they feel like putting in, because you get a kilogram block comes through of powder, white powder, and they want to make as much money out of it as they can. So people are used to using, let's say, a 5% cut of let's say heroin, and please don't quote me on these figures, they're just examples. When they go to an ethical dealer, if such a thing exists,
right, man.
Well, what happens if they get pure heroin?
Well,
they are 5% heroin, so they mix up the same amount, the same spoonful as they normally would. Whack that in, bingo, bango, bongo, good night Vienna.
Yeah.
Toast turned up.
Mm.
If we had a culture where all drugs were decriminalised and all drugs were properly controlled, then all of the purity issues could be controlled. All of the availability issues could be controlled. In fact, all of the issues, safe usage thereof, could all be controlled.
So what you're saying, Dave, is bespoke regulation?
Yes.
Where have I heard that before?
I'm just wondering. I mean, one of the reasons I posed that little thing about cannabis harm reduction, does it strengthen or harm our cause? If you think about it, the harm reduction aspect of drug use appears to have been accepted by the majority of governments worldwide. If they accept that for, excuse me, heroin, cocaine, cannabis, and everything else, why then would they be less inclined to accept it when it comes down to nicotine? And there is another question down at the bottom of the
exactly
that plays straight into this.
If nicotine was to be banned right now, would you break the law to continue your use of e-liquid with nicotine in it?
Yes, I would.
I probably would, actually, if I'm to be brutally honest. But then that comes from my very set attitude.
I think the majority of people probably would. Reggie, would you?
Would I use drugs?
No.
Would I use nicotine? Yes, I would. If I would be able to get it, I would definitely use it.
Well, given that you can get anything else you fancy putting in your body, nicotine's not going to be difficult, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
And as we've been reminded, there are 3 minutes to the hour, lads. So, final thoughts, Reggie.
Just keep on vaping and show them how it's done. And don't use those devices that are, well, almost against the law.
Davey.
Yeah, keep doing what we're doing, keep on fighting our fight, and we'll get there.
Mr. Dawn.
I think we've got to be mindful of the current climate in any legislature that we're working in, but at the end of the day, we're talking about reducing harm down to insignificant levels. And if those insignificant levels don't affect either the user or the bystander in a deleterious way, I can't say that we've got a problem. So we just need to vape on, vape hard, and not let the bastards grind us down.
I love it when you say that, Dave.
You had to get that in there, didn't you? You couldn't help yourself.
Hey, man, dude, that's a catchphrase of it. I don't mind in our show.
What can I tell you? It's just the way I feel.
Dave Dawn for number one. Dave Dawn for number one.
Bit late now.
Dave Dawn for Christmas.
The next Christmas.
Next year, I've got sound bites, clips. I've got even an animation of him going.
Yeah.
which
Andy, your final thoughts, mate?
My final thoughts, rather simply, don't do drugs. Right, drugs are bad, okay, but if you're going to do them safely as you can. The question, does this harm or help our cause? That's what I'm going to be thinking about for a long time. I really can't give a final thought on it right now, because that has thrown my set opinion up in the air and raised even more questions. Well, perhaps touch on this in the new year. I don't know. We'll see how things pan out. But as Dave Dawn says, vape on, vape hard, and what was it? Nil carborundum illegitimi. Thank you very
That's
much.
the one.
Nil carborundum illegitimi, ladies and gentlemen. Voopsoof Pooples, remember, we've got the Christmas special tomorrow night.
Andy, before
What?
we go, can I just say one more thing?
Right, you just said one more thing. Carry on.
No, shut up.
Don't
nearly
you
said
sweat.
that as well. Just stop. I want to say thank you to all people who've been watching Drips and Tips. I know it's a new show and we're still finding our feet. I hope you've enjoyed the last few months as much as we have, because we've had a blast doing this. And we look forward to seeing you in the new year, because we are the first show back on the 5th of January.
Oh, Christ, we are, aren't we?
It's me and Andy.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know why I say I'm nervous about it anymore. I'd rather enjoy doing what we do.
No, I do as well, mate.
I was literally just about to resemble that remark. Thank you all for putting up with us. Thank you all for your support, and we really do hope that we bring you that little bit of entertainment when me and Davey literally just descend into a bitch fight. On that note, Davey, I'm stealing that hat. Remember, tomorrow the Christmas special, and me and Davey got a treat for you, have we not, Mr. Davey?
Oh, we have. Yes. Christmas special tomorrow night, the last show of the year.
Well, that reminds me, I need to find a carol. I've written a Christmas carol.
Yeah, you need to find it. We need to learn it.
I will find it. Because I'll finish early tomorrow. I will post it in our Skype chat, and y'all need to learn it. But hell, I don't care if I do it solo. You know, because it's.
Yeah, we do. Our ears, man. Our ears. Yeah.
Hey, dude, I was classically trained. Professional idiots. And then, of course, as David said, we're back on the 5th, did you say it was?
Yeah, 5th of January.
5th of January, back with Drips and Tips. New year, new fight. Crack on, people, and Voop Soof. Love you all.
And for those of us that can't join us tomorrow night, have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Oh, yes. Oh, I thought. Reg, you need to go.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us, Reggie. A pleasure.
Yeah, thank you, Reggie.
Want to join me, guys? You're all welcome. Everybody here on the panel.
Now, as for LY4's Christmas schedule, I believe we're going ahead up until Wednesday. See you later, Reg. Take care, bro.
Yo, bye.
And I'm not. Daz, what's going on? I expect, because he knows more about this sort of thing.
Would you like me to tell you?
Yes, please, Daz.
Okay. Tomorrow, no, tonight, straight after the show, tune in for Reggie's Monday Honky Tonk. And tomorrow, in Rob's absence, I will be featuring a Twiglet Zone. Then on Wednesday, tune in, do not miss it, because Gaz is celebrating his 1 year anniversary. So he is going to be doing the show special. There is no RY4 on Thursday, due to it being Christmas Day, but there will be a pre-recorded show from way back, I believe. It will probably be the same on Friday, and then I believe you should have Gaz for the Saturday set. Andy, are you doing Sunday?
Yes, I will be doing Sunday.
So then you'll have Andy on Sunday and Bad Reggie on Monday, and that's your week's lineup on RY4.
Thank you very much, Daz.
No problem.
Ladies, gentlemen, we've been Drips and Tips. Dave Dawn, Reggie, you've been gorgeous. Peace.
Take it easy, guys.